All right, hey you guys, it is TsubakiSwagg, and I'm coming to you with my review of Parasyte, the Maxim, episode 23, Life and Oath. And oh my gosh, I really was not prepared. Was not prepared at all for this episode. I mean, do you realize how loud I screamed at the top of my lungs when Miggy came back? I was like, oh my god, like Miggy! Oh my goodness. Made my throat hurt a little bit. I was like screaming like a little kid in a candy store. I had to laugh at myself, but that was so it was so freaking awesome. I was like, yes, me is back. I was so freaking happy. Like, words can't describe how happy I was that Miki came back. But of course, like, this episode picks up where the last one left off at. We see Shinichi. He is walking through the forest with his machete looking for Gato, and he's thinking all these thoughts to himself, like he doesn't Gato won't be able to sense him because he doesn't have Migi in him anymore. So he can have the opportunity to like sneak up on Gato. So he was looking for him, and he was like, my senses are really keen, but honestly, I don't think there's anything that I can really do. I only have one arm. And it's just, all these thoughts are going through his mind, like, how in the world is he supposed to do this? And he's not even scared or anything at this point. He's really just thinking, like, it's not even that he's scared, or it's not that he has courage. It's not even that he has this overwhelming need to be like the champion of the human race, as he put it, but he just wants to do this. He feels like he needs to. So he went through, like, he was thinking all that stuff, and he happened upon Gato. And Gato was like laying, well, I won't even say laying, he was like curled up in a fetal position on the ground. And Shinichi was able to like walk up to him without Gato even doing anything, which I thought was kind of weird if you think about it. So he walked up to Gato, and he was like, I have the perfect opportunity because he can't sense me. And when he went to cut the back of his neck, a little eyeball popped up. And he really didn't do any damage to Gato. Gato got up and he went on this whole spiel about it's only one person, and how, like, what do you think that you're gonna do? You're only one human being. And Gato was like looking for him. And Shinichi was thinking, trying to hurry up and think of what he can do. And at one point, he realized that, Miki said that Gato's like weak point is the back of his neck, but the only way to really kill him would be to harm his vital organs. And he doesn't know where the kinks are in his armor, so Shinichi determined that the best way to do it, because the weak point is his head, is to go straight down through his body, and his esophagus will lead to the rest of his internal organs, which will thusly kill him. So Shinichi like broke off a limb and went to attack Gato, and Gato caught him in like midair and threw him. And then Gato walked up and he was like, you're only one person, what in the world do you think you're gonna do? And Shinichi just Gato punched the living daylights out of Shinichi. Like, he punched him so hard it wasn't even funny. How hard he punched Shinichi. Like, Shinichi didn't even register at first. Like, he literally went flying through the trees and landed on a garbage pile, and then he threw up blood. It was that bad. That was a power punch. Like, I felt kind of bad for Shinichi at that point. But after that, Shinichi was trying to hurry up and think of what he can do. What can I do? And thoughts of like Murano and Oba, and just all those thoughts were going through his mind, like thinking about what should he do, what can he do. And then he was like, well, I only have seconds left before Gato will walk up to me and kill me. And he was like, well, I really can't do anything if I have a few seconds left. And then he was like, well, I think it'd be worse for him not to do anything and die when there might have been a chance that he could. So he picked up a stick and he remembered. Thought crossed his mind that when Gato was thought about killing him, and he said, I'll save that for another time. When he walked away, Gato was bleeding from his back when he got shot in his back. So Shinichi remembered that was where the kink in his armor was, and Shinichi went for it. He stabbed him, like he picked up a stick off the garbage pile and stabbed him in the side, which and then he kicked it in, and Gato was like, how in the world did you know that was my weak spot, blah blah blah. And then Shinichi went like not gallivanting. Shinichi went like, he sprinted away while Gato was like freaking out about being stabbed in the side. And Shinichi was hiding behind a tree, and he was like, so Gato is probably going to come and kill me now. And he cut down the tree that Shinichi was standing behind. And then Shinichi realized like Gato was yelling at him and telling him that he was going to kill him now, and all this kind of stuff, and he was about to attack him, but Gato kept getting stopped, like something was stopping him, and he went to attack Shinichi, and the epicness happened. Shinichi like raised up his little nub, and little Migi came out, and as soon as they connected, like Shinichi's nub and Gato's blade connected, it was like electricity, and then Migi came back, and oh my gosh, do you realize how loud I screamed at the top of my lungs when Migi came back? I freaked out. Like, I was all over the place. It was so freaking awesome. Oh my god. Really was not prepared at all. Just the epicness that ensued. Oh my goodness. Really just was not prepared. This episode. And then all Migi had to say was hey. He came back, and all he had to say was hey. So Migi was hiding inside of Gato, which is pretty awesome. That was one of my theories. I said either Migi was hiding inside of a creature, or he was going to be hiding inside of Gato's body. So Migi's still alive. And I was like, yes, there's no possible way that this season can end without Migi. I mean, Migi's been there literally since the first episode. So that would that would suck pretty much if Migi was gone. So the fact that Migi came back was just so freaking awesome. Oh my god, I was so happy. So yeah, Migi came back, and the toxin. Okay, so Shinichi, the stick that Shinichi stabbed him with had toxins in it from the garbage pile, and because the garbage had been burned, and it was like it was some type of chemical or toxin that was in the burnt garbage, and when Shinichi stabbed him with it, it put the toxins in his body. So Migi was able to get away before it affected him, and Gato and the other 4 parasites were pretty much warring with each other, because Gato is the head, and then there's like Miki and the other 3 parasites that they never actually give names to. So those, like, they're all warring against each other, and they were freaking out because there was poison inside the body, and pretty much Migi cut Gato's head off, and when he cut off the head, Gato's body exploded, like literally exploded, because the 4 parasites could not dwell within the body with all of that going on without the head. So it was the end. It literally exploded. It was kind of gross. So after that, Migi and Shinichi were looking at Gato, and you could see that the little pieces of his body were coming back to the body. And well, they had walked away or whatever, and Shinichi was talking to me. He was like, do you realize how sad I was when you left, and all this kind of stuff? And Migi was just like, Migi was just Migi. So he made him stop and go back, and they saw that Gato's body was like trying to come back to the head. The head was still somewhat intact, so the pieces of the body were trying to come back, so that way the body could be regenerated, and there was a 50-50 chance that it would be. So Migi was going to kill him, and then he stopped, and he was like, so Migi pretty much said that because he is a parasite, he doesn't want to kill the other parasite because in the human way of thinking, it'd pretty much be like murder. So he couldn't bring himself to kill the other parasite. So if Shinichi wanted to kill him, then that was up to him, but he was not going to do it. So Shinichi pretty much said that he wasn't going to kill the parasite because humans aren't the only living things in this world, and humans are the ones who are actually killing the earth. So he couldn't bring himself to do it. And then Migi pretty much told him that the first creatures on earth came from a pit of sulfuric acid, and Shinichi went back and killed Gato. And he was crying. He was like, I'm sorry, because he said, don't think that you're at fault, because you're not the one that's at fault. And then he killed Gato. So that was pretty sad. Felt kind of bad for Shinichi. And then like Oba, she came out the house because people were running by and they were like, we found the monster's corpse. And she was like, did you really do it, Shinichi? And she looked down and saw the machete next to her door. And Shinichi told Migi, let's go home. And they went home, and it was just like, oh my god, I'm really just not prepared. There's only going to be one more episode of Parasyte, and I'm so freaking sad. Oh my gosh, it really, it hurts my heart a little bit to think that there's only going to be one more episode of Parasyte. And the manga's ended too, so this might be the end. I'm gonna cry. Anyways, so yeah, this episode was so freaking awesome. Oh my gosh, really just was not prepared for this episode in the slightest, and the fact that Migi came back just made my day. So yeah, so as always, I would love to hear how you guys felt about this episode. How do you feel about the way things turned out? But please remember to comment, thumbs up, and subscribe. It helps me a whole lot. And this is TsubakiSwagg saying adios.